me now Texas Congressman Brandon Gill. Congressman, great to see you. The Democrats have been acting like Elon Musk is Satan here because he's actually doing, frankly, what journalists who care, and frankly, what all of you on Capitol Hill, and you just got to Capitol Hill, I'm not blaming you, but should have been doing all along, which is watching how the money is spent. He's actually doing it, and now he's public enemy number one.
Well, first of all, Laura, thanks for having me on. You know, the hysterics are par for the course for the Democrats. You know, the Democrat Party isn't upset that the federal government is spending hundreds of billions of dollars every single year on wasteful programs and fraudulent programs. What they're upset about is that the waste is finally being exposed. They're like the little kid who's gotten their hand stuck in the cookie jar and they've been caught. What we're finding over the past several weeks is that so much of the left's institutional ecosystem is inorganic. It wouldn't exist were it not for billions of taxpayer dollars every single year funding it. Think about left-wing media, NPR, PBS. We're even paying tax dollars to Politico and the BBC. Think of the left-wing NGOs that we're funding that are facilitating the invasion of our country by illegal aliens, the millions of dollars that are funding transgender surgeries and transgender activism all over the globe. This is what the leftist political movement has been based on, and we're finally calling it out. We're ending these programs, and the left can't handle it.
Well, and of course, Democrats know that this is their power base. This is how they affect the culture. This is how they fund their friends. And that includes subscriptions to various media outlets. Some of them might be legitimate, but the Democrats, so far at least, Congressman, they are refusing to engage on this topic or even work with Republicans much at all. Watch.
There's very little appetite to help Republicans when we don't trust that Donald Trump is going to spend the resources that we've allocated. With Elon Musk and his unelected friends running through and combing through the federal system, we don't have those assurances.
Congressman, your reaction?
Well, I find it funny that the Democrats are obsessed with Elon Musk being unelected. The entire point of the DOGE process is to bring accountability back to the unelected administrative state. Laura, over the past several decades, Congress has abdicated power to a growing bureaucracy that is metastasizing, that is acting against the interests of the American people, against the will of the American people. We are reining that in, first by exposing the waste and the corruption, and then the next step is going to be defunding these agencies or abolishing them outright.
Yeah, Congressman, let me jump in here, though, because Congress can actually do a lot more, and thank God we have someone who's volunteering his time when he's, richest person in the world and has a lot of other things he could be doing, but thank God we have him. But Congress actually could step in, could it not, and amend the Administrative Procedure Act, which is at the heart of a lot of these legal challenges. We're going to get to some of that later on, but Congress can do a lot more to pull back the accountability and pull back authority from these agencies that, frankly, they've delegated an enormous amount of authority to over decades. Before you were even born, this was going on. This has been happening for decades, Congressman.
That's exactly right. It has been happening for decades, and I think that we will be making moves to rein in this on a statutory basis. I'm part of the DOGE subcommittee of the Oversight Committee, and we're getting started very fast. We have a hearing tomorrow where we're going to be going over fraud in Medicare and Medicaid, and that's only the first step. But you're exactly right. We have our work cut out for us. And let me remind you, Laura, that this is an incredibly popular movement from the Republicans. 70% of Americans believe that President Trump is doing what he said he was going to do on the campaign trail. His approval rating is at 53% right now, higher than it was in his first term. Elon Musk and the DOGE movement is polling higher than President Biden did in his final week of office. This is what the American people want.